invasion angle.
Hey, 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 back again. And hope everyone had a great holiday because 2024 is the year of Invasion Angle.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, we're the people showing up at TNA.
Yep.
My resolution is to be better than any other podcast. Oh wait, I already achieved it.
Arrivederci.
Anyway.
Yeah, so I finally I finally watched the Iron Claw.
Oh, thank God.
So
How'd
I'm
you
on
like
board.
it?
Did you cry any real man tears?
Uh yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's definitely sad.
I think it's different when like you're just in the theater by yourself. Like,
Yeah.
There's no escape from the
yeah,
emotion.
you're in your feelings.
Yeah, especially in the tidy whitey scenes.
Hmm.
Dude, there was a lot of them. It's
There was.
impressive.
Yeah, which I'm
But
glad.
but
That
what's the
needs to
difference?
be
What's
represented
what's the
more.
difference between tidy whities and wrestling trunks?
And
We'll
that's
never
what the
know.
movie shows you. That's one of the most
Exactly.
important takeaways that I got
Yep.
from the movie.
Yep. I liked it though. It was good.
It was very good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's some people that are like, I mean, even Kevin said something about the inaccuracies, and stuff, but it's a film and he let them do with it what they
Well,
wanted to.
Kevin didn't have any say in it. Like he
Yeah.
didn't even know it was happening until like almost post production.
Oh, wow.
So
yeah,
like he had like zero say in it.
yeah.
Yeah. I just saw something that said, like, I guess once they did reach out to him, he said, yeah,
Just go,
just make
yeah.
sure, you show that I love my brothers.
And you
And they
show me
showed
that
they showed
money.
that. Well, like a lot of the timelines were messed up.
They were,
Yeah.
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 But like only like yeah, true sicko wrestling fans like us would
Yeah.
start to get a little like,
Dude, Kevin doesn't need the money too. Like, I mean, have you seen that Dark Side of the Ring episode? And like you see that ranch he lives on in Hawaii?
yeah, yeah.
That
Looks
He's
amazing.
that dude's loaded.
yeah, because
Yeah.
is that just from his sale to Jerry Jarrett, and he then
I
took
think
that
it's
money and
that
just put
and
it into
probably
ranching.
like the combination of the money he got when like his dad died probably.
Hmm.
Yeah, and then just vested it into ranching, I'm sure, and
Hmm.
just was pro about it. Yeah,
No, but like Zach and Alan, like Jeremy Allen White, they'd probably get Oscar noms if this wasn't a movie about wrestling.
yeah, I know,
Because
right?
like the way like wrestling is viewed in the mainstream.
Well,
Yeah, if it
did
was
the
boxing,
wrestler?
Mickey Rourke, I think, got the nom, but
yeah, he
that's
didn't win though.
why he didn't wrestle at WrestleMania that year. Is because his agent was like, I don't want you doing this goofy, carny stuff at WrestleMania during Oscar season because it's gonna look bad
Mhm.
on your presentation.
And it was all for
Yeah,
nothing
And
anyway.
it went anyway, so yeah.
We could have had a
yep,
sick match with him and Jericho.
yep.
Yeah, but
But
I
it
don't
was
think he's
just
gonna. I don't think he's gonna get. I don't. Like, I hope they get the nod for nomination, but at least
they
Zach. I
should.
mean, at least Zach.
Yeah, I did.
But
Yeah, it was great, honestly. And there was,
but even like
I
the dad was like insanely accurate, like looking and sounding to like
Yeah.
actually Fritz, the guy who
yeah,
played the
he
dad.
was. Yeah, I thought he was the
Mm-hmm.
best casting they had in the whole movie.
Oh,
I
100%. Like he was like like
I thought David
indistinguishable.
was a pretty good casting
He
too.
was he was casted very well. Dude, the only thing that
Yeah,
was like really jarring about the film was that Jeremy Allen White's 5'8" and Carrie Von Erich's 6'2".
yeah, I know.
So
Yeah,
like
and
yeah, so they'd
they
even
start to
like
match up the heights a little bit
mhm.
as far as yeah,
Well they did that like Michael, I noticed because like I saw it twice and like my second watch through, like I noticed that like they tried to make Michael like the way they shot the film, like Mike Von Erich look smaller in the beginning of the movie, and then
yeah, like
compared
he
to when he
grew up.
started wrestling. Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
But very
I
good,
thought there's
very
not tons of
devastatingly
wrestling in
sad.
it,
No, there
but I
was
thought a perfect amount.
like it was cool the way they shot the wrestling. Like they shot it like hard cam style on some like when
Yeah.
they would open up, which is like really cool because
Yeah.
Yeah,
you don't really see that in whenever there's wrestling in Hollywood like productions.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did
Well,
some cool artistic shots too of like
Hmm.
starting in the hallway, wrestler's hallway too from there, and like
Yeah.
it was yeah, it was shot really well.
The only bad part, like I said, was was Ric Flair.
Oh my God,
Whoever played
dude,
him just butchered that role.
dude, that was insane. That was
Dude,
literally fucking.
his woo was like a scream.
He couldn't even get the
yeah.
woo right. Like you
Yeah.
can't. Like how do you? How do
He
you?
couldn't get like the most important parts like Ric Flair was like the woo and then like the walk and he like did awful at both of them.
The walk was so bad in the ring when he would. I don't, dude, and he just sounded nothing like him. He didn't like even. I feel like he didn't even try to sound like him at all.
No.
Like
Yeah,
it
dude.
was so creepy.
I don't know exactly what he said. Like the actor like was like tweeting about the backlash. He's like he was something like he's like I'd try to make it my own character. And I was like,
Yeah,
why? Like that makes no sense. Like you're playing
yeah,
Ric Flair.
yeah. It's not
Be
someone from
Ric
a
Flair.
book.
He's like I didn't want to do it impersonation. I was like that's what everyone wanted and that's why you were hired. Was to impersonate Ric
Yeah,
Flair. So I don't know
yeah,
what he was trying to say.
yeah. The promo he cut was insane, and just the way he,
Mm.
yeah. I don't know. I would have preferred anyone over him for
And like
sure.
at first, like you're like, oh, he doesn't look like too bad, like the way they dressed him up. But
Yeah,
once he takes those sunglasses off,
Yeah.
he looked so weird, like the
yeah.
actor
Nothing
playing
like
His
him.
him at all.
Yeah,
forehead.
yeah.
Yeah, and like Rick has like a defined like under like a little bit of a lisp too. He's kind of got
Hmm.
like this. He's a very his cadence, everything is very like deliberate and like I don't know, like sets apart, like sets him apart from
Hmm.
anyone else on the mic. And he didn't even try to do that. Like he didn't even try to like
No.
match the timing. He like nothing. Like you can't even
Hmm.
get the woo right. The only part that was like it was good, but it also pissed me off was like his walk to the ring was like super epic when he was first
Yeah,
coming out. Like had
yeah.
Ric Flair coming out in his big robe and shit. I'm just like, and then he goes in
Hmm.
the ring and you're just like, this fucking sucks, dude.
That
Because if they
scene
had
was,
someone that was
yeah.
good, dude, it would have made that scene like because it was so his walk down was epic. It was just like you'd be getting
Yeah.
chills if this guy wasn't a fucking idiot.
Hmm. That scene was weird too, like because I was watching it with like friends who like are aware of wrestling, but like not too much into it. And they were
Yeah,
like, was that scene supposed to be like was he actually like trying to hurt Ric Flair? Or was and I was like, no, like that was part of the like that was a work. Like that was the what the match was supposed to be. But like
yeah,
for the story of that movie, they made it seem like Kevin was like off his fucking like hinges.
Well, they did the
yeah,
And
same
like
thing when he
yeah,
fought Harley Race. Like, it's
yeah.
weird. Like, the veil in the movie is thin, to like
Hmm.
what's real, what's kayfabe. So,
yeah.
But even
But what's
right in the
yeah,
beginning of the movie, they break kayfabe and stuff like that. Like with
yeah.
like even like the first scene, like the dad, like in black and white.
Yeah. No, I just
But
mean in terms of like when it was showing the in-ring psychology,
yeah.
because I guess
Hmm.
like,
yeah,
I guess it's trying to show you like that's mentally where you're at. Like, there
Hmm.
is a realness to it when you are face to face with
yeah.
someone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had questions about that too because it's weird because like all right, yeah, like the psychology I believe it's real, but like when they're in the back in the locker room, once they all amongst themselves, the dad brothers like they're talking like, oh, why'd you do that, dude? It's like you
Yeah.
lost your
Yeah.
cool, and it's like what do
Yeah.
you mean? Like, all right, you guys, like, why is you still doing the storyline back there?
Yeah.
And then
But
like
then
Ric
like
Flair comes
yeah.
in and he's like fine, and he knows it's a storyline. He's fine. He's like, hey, yeah, let's
Hmm.
go get a beer later, or whatever.
The only way that I
You
think that
know?
that would make sense if it was like I don't know, him and Ric Flair were talking and like took liberties and were like, let's do color, and that's not what his
Yeah.
Hmm.
dad wanted.
That,
Maybe that was
Yeah.
yeah.
kind of where it would make sense.
When did Flair gig to get color in that scene?
Yeah, right.
True.
I guess
He
like when he
gigged
got knocked
after the bell
down,
was rang
he like gigged. Like well
because
there's
when
a
he's
scene
getting
where
the
like
claw on
Yeah.
him,
well he gets like
um,
knocked down beforehand and then it like shows like Kevin I guess like working towards the crowd. So probably when he was like on his knees,
Yeah.
he like gigged and then he came over and grabbed
yeah,
hmm
for the claw.
I
because that
I
think,
was
don't
on
know.
point. Flair
it's for the ones
loves
who know.
gigging.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
mean. Like
but like it at least for like the other part where he wrestled Harley, like there was some realness to like yeah Harley he like he said I didn't know he was gonna suplex me on the concrete like a
mhm.
Yeah.
sicko and kind of that stuff. So like, but then they still kind of made it seem like yeah I don't yeah I was confused about that Ric Flair. I guess they just always keep it kayfabe no
Yeah.
matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still messed
Dude,
up. They left out Chris Von Erich, but I guess I
yeah,
mean
Yeah.
it was
Well,
I
probably
that's
dude.
too
Yeah.
much tragedy in one film, I guess, to
Yeah,
fit
for the
in.
pacing to Sarai.
Yeah.
Yeah. And no, and it made sense, like, having like Mike as like the little brother, because then it'd
Hmm.
be weird if he's a little brother and has a little brother, and then
Yeah.
there's this, because he was, I think, yeah, because he was youngest brother. I think he was like 21 when he killed himself,
Yeah, he was 21. Yeah, I was
and
talking to Jason about it. Like, I think like another reason they probably left him out is that he also killed himself by gun. And like
yeah,
the big scene at the end is Carrie killing himself with a gun. And like that gunshot like part was supposed to jar. It was like really jarring to the theater. Like I think it would
yeah,
have been. They probably thought it would weird pacing
uh,
wise if like just before that they
uh.
had Chris killing himself with a
Did
gun.
they combine him and
Yeah.
Mike though? Did they combine Chris and Mike's death?
I guess, but like
Because
not really because all of that was really Mike. Like if you like
uh,
historically, all
well,
like the
because it
stuff he
says
did
he
was
took
Mike.
Yeah.
because he died from tranquilizers, Mike. But in that, he took the tranquilizer and then goes for a walk and leaves a note. So, like, were they saying that he went off and
No,
shot
but
himself
that's what Mike did.
That's
after
what
he
I
took?
was confused
That's what
about too.
Mike did. That he took tranks and then took a sleeping bag and then went off into
Oh,
the woods
okay, okay.
somewhere.
He went all okay. I didn't know if they were trying
Mm,
to say that like they're
And
combining both of their deaths into one thing, and he was
no,
going off to shoot himself too. All right,
no,
yeah.
yeah, because it took them
okay,
like it was like 2 or 3 days to find Mike's body somewhere in the woods wherever they found him.
Yeah.
yeah, that was a good detail. Them having like the sheriff's dogs and like
Hmm.
long lines of people for that.
I
But yeah, I just didn't know. Yeah, that
There
makes
really
sense
was
though.
no like they say they combined Mike and Chris's character, but there really was no like Chris in that character at all besides being the little brother.
yeah.
Yeah, because didn't
Well,
So
Chris have like all like the issues where like
he
his
was like
bones broke very easily
he
and
was
stuff like
five
that? And
five, and they said his like
yeah,
asthma medication made him have brittle bones.
yeah,
So he was like he tried to wrestle, but he would always like break his arm and stuff like that.
yeah,
yeah.
He
Yeah,
was
that
like, and people say he wasn't like built up like muscular, but if you see photos of him, like yeah, he's short, but he was pretty like jacked up.
yeah.
yeah.
Probably more
Which could
Jack
be
than Mike.
that's true. Mike was a skinny looking dude.
Yeah, he
Well,
just
it's
wanted to
it's
rip
funny.
guitar, dude.
It's
It's
true,
funny
yeah.
because I'll see like people that, we would consider Jack nowadays. Like, I mean, even like the Hook and Yuta match, I was looking at that and I'm like, like where is that in the scheme of like how jacked like people were expecting people to be in the 80s? You know what I mean?
It's just because no one does steroids anymore. That's why
Yeah.
no one's that like gassed like
Yeah,
that
No,
big.
yeah,
Like
exactly.
and
yeah.
people
Except
have
it's coming
like
back, baby.
yeah, it looks like it honestly.
Randy and
Yeah.
AJ,
Yeah.
thank you.
Dude, what about MJF when he came back from his injury last year before his title run, dude?
He looked
He was
ripped too though.
ripped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was in the
Well, I mean,
film for
it's
point 0.5 seconds.
dude, I know. I was just like I had to rewind it for I was like, wait, was that actually just him? And I'm
Mhm.
like, come on.
I mean, I understand why they cut his scene.
Yeah.
Like at that point in the film, like his storyline was not necessary. Like Lance Von
Yeah.
Erich's
It would
storyline.
have been too, yeah, we couldn't even
It
they
would
couldn't even fit like the
it
last
would
brother in.
it would have been like too convoluted and like just like a misdirection for no reason.
Yeah.
It became basically an Easter egg, like, oh look, you know who
Hmm.
that is? That's who they tried to replace his brothers
I mean,
with.
he was still an executive producer, MJF. So
Yeah.
it's not like everything he did got cut. I guess you know what I mean. Like
Money.
yeah, that's really what executive producer
Yeah.
is. It's just money. Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
We
Let me get
were
my name on it.
yep, just like CKY.
Yeah,
we were right
we
there.
got screwed out of it. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. We
Sweet
were
Joe,
executive producers for like a
Sweet
couple
Joe
weeks.
Franz fucked us.
Yeah. God forbid. God.
Whatever, man.
So besides Ric Flair, I would say it wasn't that far off for how bad Harley Race's character was. I thought he was fucking a little bit ridiculous sometimes. I don't.
See, the thing is, I don't know enough about like Harley Race's like promos or cadence to like
Yeah.
I couldn't tell because I just don't know much about him.
I know
Yeah,
what he
I would have
looks like, and
preferred.
I thought,
Yeah.
Exactly.
damn, this
Yeah.
guy looks
Well,
just like him.
I don't. He was just. I don't know. I've seen some of like Harley's promos, and I don't. I just thought he was off too. But Ric Flair's obviously a more known guy. I mean,
Yeah. So it's more
everyday
analyzed.
people
Yeah.
don't, and people who don't watch wrestling know who Ric Flair is. Like.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Yeah.
Harley. Like I don't. I would have
No
loved John
one.
C. Riley.
That would have been crazy.
Right?
No one in outside of wrestling knows who like Harley Race is. If you're like under the age of like 40 probably.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he trained Triple H. That's how I know.
Yeah, but like no one knows that. Like everyone, like my wrestling, like the my friends I went with who don't know wrestling have no idea who Harley Race is.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I was surprised they like kind of knew who the Freebirds were. I think I just heard the name before because of like the Freebird rule,
Yeah.
because that's such a known thing
Okay.
in like
Okay.
today's wrestling, like the Freebird
Yeah.
rule, like any of the three can wrestle in it, you know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Yeah. I
because
mean,
yeah,
I went with my girlfriend and she was like, "Who are those guys?" I was like, "It's the
hmm
Fabulous Freebirds."
yeah, because they were
Yeah.
asking me like, is there any like wrestlers like I would know in this? And I
Well,
was
it's
like,
Bruiser
besides
Brody.
Rick. Yeah, that's what I mean. But I was like, besides Ric Flair, like that's it. Like they don't know who Bruiser Brody is
Yeah.
or Gino Hernandez is.
They
And the
haven't
only reason
watched
I
Dark
really know who
Side.
they are is because of Dark Side of the Ring.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
definitely.
So like, and like, no one knows Harley Race outside of like wrestling fans. So it's just like Flair, and that's
Yeah.
about it. And like, that's Jeff Jarrett's dad, I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah.
And we had Chavo in the beginning that
Oh,
started
and
out.
Chavo. They know who Chavo is. And I was like, Gino Hernandez, that's Dolph Ziggler's brother. Who's playing him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rai Nem Nem. So
Which he honestly should have played Ric Flair probably.
he would have did a
He,
way better Flair probably.
yeah, he
Yeah.
would have. He like I mean he would have even like even if he isn't super good at doing the impression of Ric Flair, I feel like he would
Mhm.
have had the mannerisms down more,
Mhm.
the in-ring stuff, like a little
They
bit of
probably just
everything.
didn't trust him, like the
Yeah.
Hollywood crew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a
I
cool
didn't I don't
scene
know how they
though.
trust that guy.
Uh, yeah, they just like think he's like a I don't know. Once they see like wrestling attached to an actor, they like look the other way, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, there's that was a cool scene, like when they're in the bar and you see like Gino giving Carrie like cocaine on the plate in the bar. Like it was like really quick.
Yeah. I
And
liked how
that's
it
like
was
a
very out of sight, the
yeah,
drug
it's like
stuff.
that's like a pretty cool Easter egg for like people who know like the story of Gino Hernandez and like how big of a cokehead the dude was.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
But
then got
all in
involved with
all,
gangs and stuff.
allegedly, yeah, no one really
Yeah.
knows.
Allegedly.
Yeah,
But
Yeah, well
yeah, at the
all in
end
all,
of the
yeah,
that's
day,
like David's
fantastic
death is
film.
allegedly, you know?
yeah. I was telling because like we watched the movie and then I put on the Dark Side of the Ring episode for them, and like they say that like Bruiser Brody was like the first guy on the scene and like he flushed the drugs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I don't know.
because Ric Flair and Mick Foley, which I trust Mick Foley
Mhm.
more than Flair, because Foley isn't really ever, I don't know,
Yeah,
good moral
Foley's usually
compass. He
truthful. Yeah.
doesn't really have to lie usually. But
hmm
like he said that the drug overdose of Brody and everything, him being there and flushing it was true
Yeah,
story.
but like
But
everything adds up with the like the ruptured intestine. Like he was
Yeah.
sick for like a month beforehand, and even before he went to Japan.
yeah, but I mean that's what the Von Erich family says at least.
That's true. That's true.
Because anytime, even like non-famous people, someone dies of a drug overdose, like so many families be like, nope, he died of this or that.
hmm
Yeah.
We were seeing that over COVID. Like some families didn't want to like admit someone died of COVID because it was like a weakness or something. Like, oh no, he died from
Yeah.
something else, a complication of this or that. And it's yeah.
hmm
So I don't know. It's hard to tell.
It doesn't matter at this point.
It's
At the end of
bad
the day,
luck
too.
anyway.
So
It
Yeah,
sucks
that
yeah,
either
too.
way. Yeah,
yeah.
it's bad luck for sure. And
Dude, the craziest part in
yeah,
that movie is just like how they portrayed like Fritz, because like it's true, like Fritz was a piece of shit, but like the scene where like directly after David dies and like they're sitting on the porch like drinking beers and Fritz is just like, all right, boys, who's fighting for the NWA World Championship?
yeah,
It's like
yeah,
your brother
Yeah.
just fucking died.
yeah. We'll flip a coin for it.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah, because they
mean,
definitely had the whole vicarious, him living vicariously through
hmm
his sons thing, going like, we need the NWA title because they fucked me out of it. They
I
Yeah.
fucked
mean,
on your dad.
just from an outside perspective, like I feel like you can jump to the conclusion that this guy was pushing his sons into a business that was chewing them up and spitting them
hmm
out. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
Kevin can say that his dad is a sweetheart all he wants, but it
He was
definitely
an,
seems
D-
he was an honorable man.
yeah, dude. Based
yeah.
off of Dark Side of the Ring, I felt like this movie made the father look a lot nicer. than he
Oh,
actually
yeah,
was.
100%.
Like
Yeah.
they made this
Yeah.
guy like seem. I was like, he's too nice,
Mhm.
you know,
Well, like there was like
D head,
physical
but too
abuse
nice.
involved,
Yeah,
like in real life, which they didn't show in the movie for obvious reasons,
yeah,
but who knows?
Yeah,
yeah,
there's the one scene in the Dark Side of the Ring thing about him when he had brain cancer and he tried
Mhm.
to shoot Kevin.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
yeah. I when Kevin's choking him out at the end, I feel it
Well,
though.
that's not real either.
No, I know
Like,
that. Never, I
yeah.
know. I figured that didn't happen. I'm sure they got in fights besides that, just
Hmm.
because
Well,
he
Kevin,
seemed like a
Kevin,
physical old man for sure.
Kevin didn't find Carrie's body. Fritz found it.
Fritz found it, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Kevin wasn't there. I don't think till later in the day.
So they just tried to make him seem like an even a bigger D head, the dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, also, it just makes sense in a
Hmm.
dramatic sense because it's like when I don't know, that's what hit me right in the feels is when he was like saying all the shit that he did to
Yeah.
his dad, like
Yeah.
that.
There was like three just like key moments where you're like, fuck. like it was just
Yeah.
like tearjerker sad. Like right when like the boat scene was very sad, and then even the scene with like when the mom kind of like breaks from the shackles of Fritz, like when
Yeah.
she's painting, like that scene's powerful.
Yeah.
yeah,
And then the scene at the end where Zach's crying or
Yeah.
Kevin's crying and he says the brother line.
One that killed me was Mike at the press conference.
It's scary accurate to like the footage of the
Yeah,
real
I
press
watched
yeah.
it.
It
conference.
I
was,
watched it shortly after and was
Hmm.
like, damn.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. One of the realest moments for me in it, besides like being, I don't know, it's a little emotional. For is like, it's just a simple thing of when he's trying to get off the concrete and he just fucked up.
Yeah, yeah.
And like, and he's just fighting because he knows like he's just got to get up there because he'll piss his dad off.
Hmm.
And yeah, they really captured that pain like perfectly. And
Hmm.
I don't know, I love that shot of him
Yeah.
on the ground.
Yeah,
But
that's why I hope they give him the Oscar nod. So
Yeah.
yeah,
because he really did like just kill it.
yeah.
So
And I don't believe that Kevin was involved, all right? Because oh, you get a beefcake like Zac Efron to play you. Oh, I had no idea. That was probably his. He's like, I don't care what you did to story, but I'm getting Zac Efron to play me. All right.
He's like,
They're like, he
yeah.
doesn't really look like you.
Kevin Von
he really
Erich goes
doesn't.
to the director, goes, yeah, yeah, the girls, they like Jeremy Allen White, but the women, they like Zac
Yeah.
Efron.
Dude,
Get
Yeah.
that's
him
like
in
one
my
thing.
fucking role.
That's
They
like
make
one
Ric
thing.
Flair look like an asshole.
That's like one thing you notice too, like looking back at like 80s wrestling to like today's wrestling, is that the amount of women wrestling fans back then till now is just like insane. like, like there's
Yeah.
like it's like 80, it was like 50-50 men, women for wrestling fans, and now it's like
Yeah.
90-10. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
know. And
Well,
then
you'd
what
be
is it?
surprised.
It's
no,
still
no, I wouldn't.
low, you know. It turned into a sausage party. It seems like in like the
Yeah.
late '90s, early thousands or something. I don't.
Well,
I
back then it
probably the
seemed
stinky
like,
people. It's just
yeah.
I blame them, dude. They're
Mm-hmm.
definitely an issue.
Back then it seemed like wrestling was like weekly wrestling, like at like sportatorium wise was like it's like a weekly family event. Like we're gonna go get out and go to some sort of entertainment.
That's
Yeah,
what it is
And
down in the
and
South here,
yeah.
like when you go to these like small promotions, everyone in the town comes out.
Hmm.
yeah. It's all like that. Yeah, like certain towns legitimately just keep promotions going for
Bro,
sure
the
in the
first
surrounding
indie
areas.
the first indie show I went to, it's like I didn't know where to find independent wrestling. I was just like Googling stuff. And I went to one in like Greenwood Lake, New York, and like I was the only person there out of like the 60 people there who wasn't from that town, like that small town. And it was it was so
Yeah,
weird.
Well, so that's what's funny is me and John will walk into place and like we'll notice like a few heads turn, like, oh, who are
Yeah,
these guys?
yeah,
They know
yeah,
who's showing up usually.
yeah.
yeah,
But I think that
yeah.
go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying I agree with that. Yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
I'm a creepy time traveler or something at some of these events.
No, I was just gonna I think that wraps up our Iron Claw talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we have a word from our sponsor to
Oh yeah, we do have a word from our sponsors. Good call. Forgot. We weren't gonna get paid for this episode.
they keep the lights on.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Today's product is a new product. Introducing Goldberg's Gold Turds, the revolutionary product that turns your ordinary bathroom experience into a championship showdown. Are you tired of the same old dull bathroom routine? Well, get ready for a golden surprise every time you visit the throne. Simply swallow our specially crafted capsule and watch as Goldberg's Gold Turds transform your regular bowel movements into dazzling, shimmering gold. Picture your toilet bowl glistening like the legendary wrestling champion himself, Goldberg. It's a spectacle that will leave you feeling like a winner every time nature calls. But that's not all. Goldberg's Gold Turds don't just stop at turning your bathroom into a wrestling arena. They also leave behind a refreshing fragrance that will have you feeling like a champion throughout the day. Now we have to be honest. Not everyone's a fan of our golden creation. In fact, rumor has it that the great Bret Hart hates Goldberg's Gold Turds. But hey, not everyone can appreciate the brilliance turning your daily bathroom routine into a championship event, right? Don't miss out on this opportunity to elevate your bathroom experience to legendary status. Try Goldberg's Gold Turds today and show your bathroom who the real champion is. Step in the ring, or should we say, on the throne? Something. I don't know.
It's a great
I
product. Wow. Put
I
invasion angle for your 10% off too.
I
Make
actually
sure.
Goldberg actually gave me like a capsule like that once, but it turned out it wasn't Goldberg. It was Goldberg the goalie, and it was actually meth. So
Oh,
yeah, so
fuck.
Shout out Mighty Ducks.
Well,
yeah, I got 10% off though.
were those
Goldberg the
turds just
goalie's doing good
watery?
these days.
Yeah.
Looks like it. Yeah.
Yeah. I've been using the Goldberg pills though, and
Mhm.
it's good. Can't even see the blood in my shit anymore. So,
Wow.
yep.
Damn.
And also, your poop stains, they're gold now. So
Yeah, maybe
that's like
Kenny
kind of
should
the
take it.
biggest part. Yeah, because
that
you little
is
shart here and there, it's gold sharts now. So
that is the hook for me.
less
So
embarrassing.
All right.
Yeah.
all right,
Well,
let's get to World's End.
Now let's get to day
yeah.
one. Let's get to day one first, then we'll
Day
get to
one?
World's
Okay,
Yeah.
End.
let's do day
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Finally, The Rock.
Has come back to Raw. And yeah, it was awesome. And it was funny because it was a great rib and all the fans because like the past 4 or 5 days leading into day one, like Triple H and WWE was just like, yeah, I can't confirm or deny that there's gonna be a former champ coming on the show.
Mhm.
So then they like basically announced it like, oh yeah, here it is, the former champ. And it comes out as Jinder Mahal, and everyone just fucking lost it, which was great.
Mhm.
Because they're just booing him the whole time. He's just doing like a old school Iron Sheik, like
See,
shitting on America.
that's that's the Vince influence right there. Because back
Yeah,
when Vince was in charge, there would have been no Rock. It would have been just Ginger, and that's it.
You
yeah,
can't
yeah,
hinder the
Like,
gender, baby.
that would
yeah,
have been the surprise. There was
and
no
that's why it's
swerve.
yeah, and that's why like it's good with Triple H because like yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
great. We'll share on the crowd, but then like we can make it even better and make the
Hmm.
crowd happy with The Rock, and Vince is like, oh whatever, you fucking, I should never let you marry Stephanie, you fucking dick.
Well, it made sense that The Rock went into the ring with Jinder because he's gender fluid and
Yeah,
ah!
he is.
It was a bad joke. Chris is making the bad
Should have
joke face.
should have finished that joke a little bit more.
No,
Yeah,
it was all there. You can figure it out from
Feel like you
there.
had a building block and you
yeah,
kind of just jumped off.
yeah. You're not allowed to be a Lex offender anymore. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Fuck.
Yeah, so do we think The Rock's actually gonna face Roman at Mania or earlier or never?
Yeah, I don't because he like teased Mania back in September for SmackDown when he made
Hmm.
that appearance, and I don't know, like some basically so far it's just like, oh, it could be Rock versus Roman at Elimination Chamber, or it could be Rock and Roman at WrestleMania. And yeah, it's kind of a crazy position to be in for Triple H overall. Like you have two heavyweight titles, and
Mhm.
you've got like at least six guys that could say that they should be in those matches. Out of the
Mhm.
four total people, maybe seven. Like so.
I
Yeah,
think it's probably a thing too where it's like you have The Rock and he should if he's gonna wrestle, it should be at Mania. But at the same
yeah,
time, like what could be happening too is that like The Rock's like, I can wrestle right now in February, but I can't wrestle in April. So if you want me, let's do it because I don't know if I'll ever be free again to do this
yeah,
match. Because
yeah,
I think it should be a Mania match, but it just might not
yeah.
line up with The Rock's timeline.
And I feel
Yeah.
like The Rock would love to he would want to put Roman over. So I could see him
If
put
it,
him over
yeah,
at Elimination Chamber or something.
100,
And like,
yeah.
yeah,
We should put him over regardless of where they face him. The Rock should not be
Yeah.
winning
yeah,
the top belt.
yeah. Well, and the Elimination Chamber is in Perth,
Mhm.
Australia too. So it's a huge event. So I think
Yeah, it'll be a
The
big
Rock
crowd.
Roman headlines there. Like I think they can
Mhm.
make it like a pretty huge pre-Mania
Mhm.
pay-per-view. So I think that'd be sick. Because I want them to stay away from like triple threat or fatal four ways for
I
title
agree.
matches
Yeah.
at the Mania.
Yeah. Do a
I feel like
one-on-one
that's
program.
It would be funny if Cody
yeah,
didn't finish the story again. I,
yeah,
Cody's gonna
I,
finish the
I
story
would
by
giggle.
winning the IC belt from Gunther.
Honestly, that would mean a
yeah,
lot more
Yeah.
than beating
yeah,
Roman at this point.
That's what I
Like,
think too.
yeah.
I think that's the real story we're looking
Mhm.
for here.
yeah. I think Cody will still face
I think so. Yeah, I think
Roman.
so too.
I think it's still Rollins versus CM Punk, and
Yeah,
yeah, I guess this is kind of figuring out what to do with LA Knight.
and Damian Priest too. Like, what do you do with the cash
Yeah,
in situation?
yeah, well, because he has till July, so I feel like
Hmm.
they would push it till after that. But at the same time, it's like whoever wins either of those titles, say it's Cody and it's CM Punk or Cody and Seth retains, like
Hmm.
I don't know, I guess I could see Seth retain over Punk and then Seth finally wants like a break. So night after Raw after Mania, which is always such a big show, like Priest cashes in then,
Hmm.
possibly, and then
But
Punk and Priest start their own thing, but I don't know, you know.
that's such like a trope now with the Money in the Bank, like the Raw after Mania cash in. You know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah.
feel like that happens a lot. And I think that's like one of the bad things with like the Money in the Bank too is like the trope of running down to the ring and like not being able to cash in. Like
Yeah,
I feel like
just fucking up.
it gets overplayed and overdone so much where it's like kind of like how it's like it makes the wrestler look like dumb. Like how dumb could this guy be?
Yeah, that's
You know
why
what I
I feel
mean?
like the most realistic is like when they cash in on the same pay-per-view sometimes,
Yeah, I
or
agree.
the next night, just because they're just
Yeah.
like, fuck it, like I don't want to wait,
Hmm.
you know. Why am I gonna wait, 10 months?
Hmm.
But it was just kind of I feel like it's the problem is with Austin Theory and Damian Priest, like they could definitely be champions at some point, but like it's just the timing of them winning that was just off with as far as like what they're doing at the top of the card for the title, Especially with CM Punk coming back, it's like that definitely complicated the Raw heavyweight title for
Yeah.
Hmm.
sure. But speaking of that though, he did try to cash in at day one, Damian.
Yeah, that's what made
And
me think of it.
yeah, yeah. And it was hilarious because Drew just beat the fuck out of him and I think he brought JD or Dom down with him. And
I think it was
because Drew
dumb. I don't know.
it was Dom, I think it was Dom, yeah, because Dom like ran down first and like was bringing it to the rep and yeah, he knocked out Seth with the briefcase and
Mhm.
Drew beat the fuck out of both of them on the outside, which is awesome because Drew's a heel right now, but he's a righteous heel. He's in the right about being a heel.
Mhm.
And that's kind of his thing. And which I agree with him. He shouldn't trust Jey Uso after what they did to him. So
Mhm.
he doesn't have to forget like Cody and Seth and be a fucking Captain America. But yeah, it was great. So then he went in and he basically had the match won. Uh,
Mhm.
and then Seth was able to just get his foot barely touching the rope.
Mhm.
But yeah, you thought for a moment that Drew had legit won the title because of there's no way Seth was kicking out of it. It was like Seth didn't even put his leg on it. It was like in the roll up, his bot to top of his toe end up
Oh, that
kind of hanging on the rope, which
that's
was
cool.
pretty. It was
That's
cool,
different.
and because
Yeah.
WWE is so fucking just dead on with their camera work all the time. Like everything was timed so pro that like as an audience, like watching it on TV, like you don't really see it there first. You see him like pinning it, and then it like
Mhm.
switches to it right around after two, and they do like the a cutout shot more of a guy outside the ring. You can see all of it. Then you slowly see it on the like the left hand, like, wait, is his toe touching? And then like the ref does stop, and you're just like, fuck.
Yeah, but Kevin Dunn got he left.
Yeah.
You think their camera work's
Mhm.
gonna suffer now?
And
I don't know.
do you,
I think it's for the best. Yeah, the Cornette
that's
video of
Corny's
it.
funny
Yeah,
thing, yeah.
yeah.
You fucking asshole. He just does the fucking chompers.
I hope it does change something. Like I hope they don't. Like I hope whoever's in charge next doesn't have like a million cuts per move
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
like slows it down a little bit.
I think that's the way Triple H got back Vince after Vince fired Regal that first time around. Like when
So then
Vince kind of like,
so then Kevin
yeah,
Dunn's gonna come back in like a couple months.
yeah, in AEW.
Oh, I fucking
I
hope
really
not.
hope not too.
Stay away.
Yeah. I feel like
Yeah.
Danielson doesn't like him, so they'll keep him away.
I don't know who likes him. You know,
They
Yeah.
I was gonna say I
Oh,
think that AEW's done a decent job with their camera work. I
yeah.
think it's
it's like
improved a little.
just like keep it simple, and that's what I think
Yeah.
AEW does with
Hmm.
like their camera
Yeah.
stuff. I mean, they changed it up recently. Like they changed like the hard. I don't know if it was just for the one event, but like the hard cam was like kind of elevated on the ring. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah.
It looked a little different. It was kind of cool. It was interesting.
I like when
I
they
don't.
have
Yeah.
the ramp too. That's always fun.
Yeah, until Adam Cole shatters his ankle jumping off of it.
Yeah, are we not gonna get a
Yeah.
ramp ever again, or are we just gonna
No, it's just
roll
like
him
take the
out?
stairs out now.
Hmm.
Yeah.
The ramp's super cool. Like I do agree. I like when
Yeah.
they connect the ramp to the ring.
Yeah, because it gives you opportunity
Yeah.
for some different spots.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
we were talking about one number one contender's contract. So I think we should talk about the real one, and it's the one that Christian cashed in against Edge.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's
that
where it's,
yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, that segue took a good 10 minutes. It's okay.
no, no, that's what I was saying we were talking about before, like booking like contracts and money in the banks like super fast, like realistically, like
Hmm.
that night. And I thought that was super smart and
Hmm.
cool as
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah, because I did like when Edge or Adam Copeland initially like won. That's what I was thinking. I was like, they're gonna have him like still feud with like Luchasaurus still, and like I was just like, I don't know how that's really gonna work. But because I don't
Yeah.
want but like
Because he already fought Luchasaurus,
yeah,
it's like we don't
and
really need
I
a
was like more of the
program.
same, but like
Kill
I don't know.
switch.
Yeah, kill switch, my
Yeah,
bad.
sorry.
How dare you
So
guys?
yeah, so I thought it was cool. I thought it was cool that they that Christian took it and used it.
Yeah, because that goes with his evil character. Like
Hmm.
that's amazing heel work and like super dope. And I love seeing
Hmm.
Christian
Yeah,
become a two-time.
that was one of the bright spots of World's End.
Yeah.
That was probably my favorite part. I would
Hmm.
say. I mean, Eddie winning was awesome.
Eddie
That
winning
match
was
was
great.
okay.
Yeah.
The match was pretty good.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, I
But
mean, I think there was, some mess ups in the show. There was some like jarring moments, but like definitely a light spot was Edge versus Christian. And the
Yeah, like
fact
I
that
was,
people were like fire as soon as the table came out, I'm like, these men
dude,
have children.
they're
yeah,
AW is 0 for 2 with fire spots, and it makes me sad.
tables, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're finally gonna right the wrong, dude.
Yeah.
At
Dude,
least Cody
he
burned
overshot it.
himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just like got too excited and just like fucking overshot the power bomb.
Yeah, and I feel like he was trying to like land it so perfectly that like
Hmm.
just his lower back broke through, and so he was completely stuck in the fire. And like you
That
just gotta
was
just
that
rip
was
it
a
through the center sometimes, dog.
regardless,
It
that
looks
was
so
a
painful.
hard bump he took.
Yeah.
It
The
was. It probably would have
table
been
could
better
have
landing in the
yeah, the
table.
table would have like gave it some give and like would have slowed him
Uh,
down. He just fucking ate a power bomb on the side on the just
yeah,
on the ground.
yeah,
Yeah. The women's matches were great. Rio versus Tony Storm was great. I'm glad Tony retained. That was like a good first person for her to go against, I think.
Hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
Maybe not first, but still.
Was that her first? I don't know. I don't
What?
remember.
I'm
Her
not
first
Wait, for
sure,
title
who?
defense for
but
Tony
For
still,
Storm.
Tony?
Yeah,
if she's gonna retain,
I don't
it's
think so.
I don't remember.
it's a
I
cool
thought
full
she,
circle moment
yeah,
because Rio was the first champion, right? Am I
Hmm.
wrong?
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah.
And also another good match that night, Abaddon versus Julia Hart, which I think suffered being placed after the Jericho match on the card because like the energy was so weird and the
Yeah.
energy or the energy was so weird in the arena, I mean.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So that was a cool match though. I love Abaddon. I hope they like join forces or something.
Yeah, the more spooky faction. Oh, because
Dude,
like Sky Blue's in it.
we need more spookiness in the fucking women's
Sky
Yeah.
Dark
division.
Blue.
And then they can break away and be their own stable. So we have another female stable.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tony Khan was like, I would love tag teams like AW like women tag belts, and I was like,
Slow your
dude,
Wow,
roll.
you
dog.
barely booked a belt like that. The women like belts you have now, like you need to slow
Yeah,
down and change your
exactly.
product first before you introduce women tag belts.
Yeah, and get the women's
Mhm.
division rocking and
That's what
rolling
I
and
mean. Like you need to,
continue to give
yeah.
them like 2 matches on some TV
He
shows and like
he has
promos.
been slightly better than usual the last
The
like
past
couple
like the
weeks.
yeah, the past two, I think 2 or 3 weeks. I want to, or the past two
Hmm.
weeks leading into
Yeah,
tonight.
yeah.
Collision, he had a two match,
Hmm.
two female match, like I think 2 weeks ago, and then,
I mean, World's
but
End
you know,
had two on the main card and then one on the 0 hour.
uh,
Yeah,
yeah,
which was a good match too. The finish
Hmm.
got messed up in Willow
Yeah,
versus Statlander, which was sad,
when there's a
but
botch, it always overshadows the rest
yeah,
of the
it
match.
was
yeah,
a
So
great match though,
yeah, up until
yeah.
that point, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, what
But
else? The Continental Classic final was great, and people are
Hmm.
trying to like discredit this belt, and it's like, dude, we had like so much programming and like amazing
Hmm.
rivalry shit going on for this moment. Like, I don't know, it
I
all
do,
culminated.
I do wonder like how that belt is going to be used though. If it's more going to be used like this is the trophy you get, or if like it's a defended belt, like or is it just like the next person who gets that belt is the next person who wins next year's Continental Classic?
That is a good question.
Because
yeah,
they haven't explained that at all. So
yeah, that well, because I mean, I guess because like I don't know, because he's got the NJPW strong tie. I mean, they made it seem
mhm.
like it's all three titles, like they're all
Yeah,
I think it
separate
was
from each
just
other,
they are
it's
but
Triple
separate.
Crown.
Yeah,
they don't, yeah,
yeah.
but they don't say anything, yeah, how it's going to be defended and stuff.
Hmm.
Um, I'm guessing they want to make it like their other heavyweight title if they're going to start to have the
I
programs
don't
like
know.
Collision
Yeah,
and stuff split more, but I don't know.
I
I don't
really
know
do.
where
I don't
it's
know either. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's just
and like,
waiting. It's just wait and
uh,
see. It's really what it
Well,
is.
yeah,
I think that the biggest part about it is it's trying to be like, all right, this is like a big thing for Eddie
Hmm.
Kingston, you know. For one, it's the Japanese like style of wrestling that he likes in the
Yeah,
strong
tournament style
title.
wrestling. Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, the whole thing in general
Hmm.
too, but just each title, you know what I mean? Like he loves the
Hmm.
Japanese wrestling, like his like what is that his finishing move, his signature where he swings with the back fist? That's like taken from Aja
Like,
Kong.
yeah, I was gonna say.
yeah,
And then you have what's it called? The ROH, which I think, you know, is pretty significant in its own way
Hmm.
to him. And then this one is a title that has an identity in what he's done with
uh,
it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He was
do
a
you
big
think it would?
ass
Uh,
underdog.
yeah, but do you think it would have been better if, like 4 or 5 months ago, they switched these storylines and Eddie was winning the AEW title and Samoa Joe was doing everything Eddie's winning the Continental Classic?
Yeah, I kind of like the way they did it. I don't know. I don't.
I
I just
don't
don't
think
think
that
Eddie would
Eddie.
have matched well with the face MJF right now. That's why it wouldn't
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
co-align.
And like
But if Max, yeah,
Yeah, Samoa Joe wouldn't have like the baby. It would have changed
yeah, and
how
Samoa
the
Joe's
Continental
more
Classic was
snaky.
booked.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
unless he wanted to make Eddie I think they have to hold on to as many faces as they can, AEW,
Hmm.
for sure. That's why, like, I don't know, he was great as a heel, but yeah. But if MJF was a heel, it would have been, I would have liked to see Eddie take it from
Yeah, who knows?
MJF.
where MJF and like goes from now, goes from where he is,
Yeah.
because like I heard he's gonna take time off to heal up.
Well, because they said early December that he would probably need surgery. He's doing whatever
Hmm.
on that tear, and
And they're
yeah,
they're like working the free agent spot where like they took MJF off the roster page. And it's
yeah,
like,
yeah. Pulled a real WWE,
yeah,
like,
Yeah.
I was like, all
oh,
right,
who the
they
fuck goes on the website all the time anyway? You
Me.
just
know,
like
like
psychopaths.
Me 15 minutes before we record this.
what AEW.com to
Is
see
Joe
everyone's
still
Yeah.
records.
champion? Just making
Mhm.
sure nothing happened.
Yeah,
Yes, I don't really know where like Adam Cole and his group goes from here.
yeah. I mean,
There's nowhere but
they
up.
they
I
need to
mean,
book it well.
it
He's a
They have a
makes
segment
cool,
tonight,
awesome
so
crew.
it
yeah.
Yeah,
makes me think of when Bret Hart was like leading the Hart Foundation, you know what
Mhm.
I mean? Like he was injured, but it's like you can look to him and be like, this guy, it makes sense, you know.
Mhm.
Obviously, this
yeah,
whole devil thing has gotten fucked up because of injuries from Adam Cole
Mhm.
and MJF, you know what I mean? So like, I don't know. They did the best with what they had, you know.
yeah.
And,
So I'm
not
glad
to
the whole devil shit's over.
Yeah.
me too, yeah.
Now we can move on and
Yeah,
start anew.
not to backtrack, but we're talking about like the women's division getting a needed like boost. And like with a lot of like coming into the new year, there's a lot of women free agents who are rumored to sign both WWE and AEW. And even as early as tonight, I don't know if anyone's gonna debut tonight, AEW women wise, but
Yeah,
there's rumors that hey, maybe Deanna Purrazzo or Mercedes Monet, someone like that could debut tonight.
If they
I don't
did,
know.
that would be a very needed boost for the beginning of this year,
Oh,
you know.
100%, yeah.
it would be awesome. Like
And then
AEW needs
yeah,
to make a splash, dude. They really do.
yeah, especially in the women's division, give it like a
Yeah,
real star. Because like there are stars in their division, but like just like an established star.
Yeah.
yeah. Especially if you want like, yeah, like really want to have a lot of good feuds with the female titles, both of them
Hmm.
TBS and the AEW title, because that's like a lot of the title runs just go stale. And that's always been like because they
Hmm.
just have that same kind of formula where they could face a couple past champions and then we don't know where to go from here and we can't do
Hmm.
anything longer than a two match program usually. You know, it's usually this one
Yeah.
match at a pay-per-view and then they move on.
I think
Once in a
that's what
blue
the
moon, they'll get
issue.
two in a row. Like,
Yeah. I think that's the issue with Soraya, you know, with her run is like,
That was just like well, her run was like it was just to get the moment, like the all in moment
yeah,
in London,
yeah.
yep,
and that was it.
Yeah,
So
you're right.
that one I excuse because it's like
Yeah.
I know this is just for the pop, and that's it,
Yeah.
and the feel good like I'm home, I'm champion, I did it.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah,
let's
you're
get the
yeah.
right.
belt off you.
And I think it's still
Yeah.
obvious too that like she can wrestle again, but she's limited as how
Hmm.
so like how hard of a schedule she can wrestle with like her neck injury and
Yeah.
stuff. And she's
Yeah.
come back from it, but yeah, she can't. Doesn't seem like she can wrestle like twice a month or anything like that. But I would love. I think she's probably building up towards that. She's only
Hmm.
been back now for what, like a year and a half.
Yeah, she debuted like September of
September
22.
2022.
Hmm.
Yeah, so it's like I don't know. She's been progressing all, but yeah, it would be for sure awesome to see her versus Mercedes
Yeah,
on
that feud's
that.
already there. So
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if we'll see Trinity go back to WWE. I don't.
I mean that's where her hubby
who
is.
knows? Yeah, that's true.
Well, that's what people are saying about Andrade too. They're like, oh well, you know.
Andrade, I guarantee does.
Yeah, because he's a Trips guy too.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
I don't know if he'll come back like immediately. He might just come back at Rumble because like there are things
Yeah.
like he might want to still just like do a few more dates and was he in CMLL?
CMLL he wanted to do a couple
Which
dates. Yeah.
he did a date there, but I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, but he's going back. Like there's no doubt in my mind that he's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, well Charlie Dempsey just did
All
his match
Japan?
at yeah, All Japan, dude. If you see any highlights of that,
He looked good.
dude, he looks great. He
Mhm.
really does. It's fucking he's like a
I,
next level William Regal, honestly.
Hmm.
I hope he is kind of like Gunther, where like WB lets him like use his own style and just go
Yeah.
crazy and like lets
Yeah.
him off the leash.
Yeah, because like Gunther, his style like worked well with
Hmm.
Japanese wrestling. Like it was awesome. I know I saw him live. The only time I saw him live was at he did a main event before that one Raw. I was at Nashville.
Mm.
And it was great just for like, WWE main event match. Like it was because they're going ham because they're NXT guys. So like
Hmm.
it
Just
means
trying to
more to
show
them than
out,
it
yeah.
would. Yeah. So it was yeah, he's pro and he's a lot bigger than you would think. Like on screen, like in person, like I was
I wonder. I'll look.
surprised.
I'm gonna look it up. How tall he is. But go ahead.
Yeah.
While you do that, I want to ask, which family member you think is gonna join the bloodline next, like outside of WWE?
Ajax.
I mean,
He's
you got
six. He's
Jacob
six.
Fatu. He was
Is
in
he?
my top indie wrestlers of the year list. If you don't remember, check last episode.
Yeah.
And then
They
you
call
have
him the werewolf
Umaga's
type guy.
son, Zilla.
I can't find his head.
Yeah, Zilla, well, he met with Tony Khan, which is cool. But yeah, isn't it cool that there's two world champions right now that are Samoan and with the name Joe?
Yeah.
That's the
That's
kind
true.
of world I want to live in, honestly. They're
Oh
starting with
God.
this year off right.
Yeah, for real.
Is there
Joe,
any other
Joe,
Joes out
Joe.
there that are Samoan that we can take the title from Rollins?
There's probably some guys named Joe who like to eat Samoas. I'm talking the Girl Scout
Yeah.
cookie.
Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
Dude, yeah, Pepsi Phil is just gonna start doing a thing that he's just like he's Samoan.
He's
Like
Samoan, dude.
yeah, like
Samoan
Peter
Phil.
Privy Avalon's promo was so that where
Oh,
he
he
was
was
like acting
great.
like he
I think
yeah.
he's actually Latino though.
He's actually that'd be even better,
Well,
but I
I've
don't
been
think he
seeing I'm seeing PPA mixing it up with Jose the assistant and Roosh. So I think
Yeah, that's what he's talking about.
that's
Yeah.
oh okay, right
yeah.
on. That's what
Yeah, he
Los Faccion and Gorbanale could use.
yeah,
They're
he
saying
walks up
Peter
on him
Avalon
like
used to train with Rush's dad.
Really?
That's what it said. I mean,
yeah.
Interesting.
I can look it up again. I saw a
But
tweet
dude,
about
that
it.
it was so good though, that segment and where he just like a Mexican gang member. It was that's some real Jonah Hill shit.
Yeah.
22 Jump Street.
It was
But
just like
him uh,
stereotypical, like
yeah, and
cholo
they're just
outfit.
yeah, and they're just like, dude, stop. Like they're gonna cancel you. And he's like, what are you talking about, Holmes? It
That's
was
yeah.
it's fucking that's what he needs to be doing. Like they need to utilize this motherfucker.
He had there's so many like fun personalities in AEW that I feel like they need to mix them into. I think they're very afraid of going the full comedy route because that's what like a lot of Vince programming has been that a lot of
A lot
people
of
take
Yeah.
AW stuff
issue
too.
with.
There's been a lot of comedy factions.
Yeah, that too. Fair enough. But it keeps things fun, you know.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
Um,
There he is.
there they are.
Rush is dead.
Wow.
PPA.
Rush's
So
dad. That's his dad is something El Toro Blanco.
Um, his
Because that's why he calls himself like the White Bull or whatever.
I don't
Because I'm
know.
pretty sure his dad was El Toro Blanco. I went down a rabbit hole because we were talking about the Roosh family.
yeah.
Got a lot of
That's why
good
well cause yeah,
luchadors.
well hopefully WWE gets Dragon Lee's other two brothers, Roosh and Drolistico soon.
It seems like they're having a fun time. And AEW, at least Rush and them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean it would have been crazy. Like I'm surprised I guess AEW didn't offer him as much. Like Dragon Lee, because Dragon Lee worked with AEW a little before he went to
Mhm.
WWE, and yeah, I don't guess because
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know, because having all three of the bros together would have been fucking insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, would have been a cool
Definition
boost.
of a trios title.
Yeah, to the
Yeah,
trios. Yeah.
I have a
but
question. What are your guys' take on the WWE TNA crossover?
I mean, I read something today that like PW Insider tweeted like a rumor killer on that. Like people were
Mhm.
saying that like there's like I mean speculate like who knows who they actually talked to like PW Insider, but they said like people
yeah,
within WWE reported that like basically this is just the internet going crazy, and it's
Mhm.
kind of like the Saudi Arabia deal. Like when they said Saudi was buying WWE, they're like, there's no truth to it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what PW Insider said. I don't know if that's real. I mean, all the signs do point that there is a TNA crossover happening, but
Right on.
Yeah.
Well,
it'd
that
be
would be
cool.
interesting. Yeah.
I just hope if there is a crossover that it's not WWE buying TNA,
Yeah.
because I like TNA as their
Yeah.
own thing.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know if they will, because I feel like I don't know, I guess we would see, but it'd probably be a crossover NXT
Yeah,
also
that'd be
if they
cool.
did it. Yeah, and I think they would. I think to the like Triple H was he's dipped his foot in the water with crossovers at least. You know, recently
Mm.
with Charlie Dempsey was talking about, and then last year Shinsuke was able to wrestle
The
Great
Muda
Muda,
thing, yeah.
and was
Yeah.
that for Noah? Was that
Oh, it could have been Noah. I don't know. I'm not positive.
or it could have
Maybe
been
All
All
Japan.
Japan Pro Wrestling? Yeah,
Yeah.
I
it could
think it
have
was
been.
Noah. I don't know. But
Yeah.
go ahead.
But yeah, and then also letting what's his name
It was
from the
Noah.
OC Carl yeah, it was Carl Anderson
Hmm.
letting him have the open weight title and then and do a thing when it was NJPW for that.
It was New
Pretty
Japan, yeah.
sure.
Then
Yeah,
they
and
had Mickey James come out with the TNA belt
that's
two
right.
years ago at the
Wearing the
Rumble.
belt too, which is
Mhm.
crazy. Like they're actually wearing the belt.
I think
So
that gave her. It might have been her TNA music, like her hardcore country music.
yeah,
I don't
Oh
remember,
yeah.
but
Better try that
hardcore
in a small
country.
town.
yeah,
Sounds just a little racist to me, but
yeah. What can you do? She
Yeah.
she came she came from the world of women extreme wrestling, which
it's true with
we
Raven.
could spend
Or
an
was
we
that
could
Punk?
spend
She
an
came with Punk
entire
actually.
yeah. Was that before? That was
Or did
before
Raven
Punk
bring
though,
her in?
right?
Did Raven bring her in?
Well, she was
Or
in
am
the
I
group with
crazy?
Raven. Well, she was in the stable with Raven and Raven stable with Punk, a young Punk, and her, I
Yeah.
guess, right?
I have to look it up then.
Listen, all I remember about TNA is Shark Boy and the Young Bucks. Very short run.
All I remember about TNA is that I looked at it and I had I was banned off the internet as a kid from it
Why?
because
Damn,
it was tits and ass.
tits and
Oh.
ass. Yep, tits and
Live and
ass, dude.
discover Mickey James? Question mark.
Mm.
But yeah, so I mean, they've definitely dealt with it. I mean, because TNA is going to be working like on the like through a streaming platform that like TKO owns or whatever, right?
Was it Triller or
WWE's
something?
yeah,
Triller,
Triller, yeah.
yeah.
So they're kind of interconnected with WWE in a business sense. So like allowing, it's just kind of like WWE and UFC right now. Well, I mean that's even more so because they're under the same company. But I don't
Mhm.
know. I'm sure if they do well with their pay-per-views, that TKO would consider eating them up too. But I don't know. They should stay their own thing.
Wait, guys, this just in. I'm sorry to take away from that because I agree, but this just in. The Slime Balls have been signed to NWA full time.
Wow.
We did it,
Thank God.
boys.
Give it up
I
to the
don't.
slime balls.
Thank God.
We did it.
This is gonna be a good year. And if you guys are wondering to watch your NWA, you can just go onto your CW streaming app. You got a
Yeah.
Roku, whatever. Download the app, add it to your home screen, and guess what? Everything's free on it. So it's like a Tubi.
Thank God. You can watch
No,
your teen dramas and then you can follow it up with some slime ball action.
yep, and they got some like random scary movies on there too. Not
Oh
like
yeah.
horror movies, just scary.
Disturbing.
But there's like you find some good ones like in between all of them. So even if you're
Yeah.
just looking for like some random movies to throw on and a new
Like Tubi.
selection,
There's always a
yeah,
sweet
well, that's what I'm
piece of
saying.
corn through the piles of shit.
Yep.
Yep.
So,
And if you're lucky, that shit will all be gold too. Because you've been taking your gold turd supplements.
course.
Thank God. Thank God. Oh, and then we were talking free agent women wrestlers. I think so. We got into a lot of this tangent.
Mhm.
Where Camille? I mean, I feel
I have
like
no idea where she lands.
yeah, and because I think, dude, she's pro as fuck.
Yeah.
I think you were gonna say like I think she is like tailor made for WWE.
She
Yeah.
is. I mean, that's what it's like. She would. I mean, she would work in AEW, but
Hmm.
it's like the same reason why I feel like for some reason like Jade Cargill
Yeah.
matches WWE a lot more than AEW's kind of
Hmm.
just like their overall feel and product and stuff.
So AEW's more
But
like a lot of complex moves like strung together, and like W's like big moves but make them count kind of deal.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but
And that's what
and
Jade's good at. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and we could get to Camille versus Charlotte, which would be pretty
yeah.
cool. You know, just be yeah. And I wonder if we could get Lattimore involved and then have Andrade and her against Camille and
I don't
Thomas
think that's gonna
Latimer.
work.
That'd be amazing.
I don't I
He's
don't
got
think they do that.
Aldis. No, they know. They'd be too
Yeah.
scared to.
Hmm.
They've already got Nick in the door and he looks great. When he was like
Dude, I hope
doing
he
his pro
wrestles.
I want him
Yeah.
to so bad, dude. When he was
Like
doing his promo with Roman Reigns, like
it's a
The
yeah.
shame
authority.
if that he's brought in and he doesn't at least get to wrestle one match. Like that's like a crime. like
Yeah, because he's like it's not like he's like super far out of his prime or anything,
especially
you
now, like
know?
wrestlers can go until like they're like 55.
Yeah.
He's what? He's like 40 something.
Yeah, he's in his 40s. And I mean, it would be cool him versus Adam Pearce for who's the best
Top
NWA
dog.
champ. Yeah, who's the top NWA champ?
And you have the Cody, you have another Cody rematch right in there too. I mean, because like all in
Yeah.
2018, Cody versus
Yeah, well
Aldis. So
that's what would be cool if when Cody's a champ, but he deals with Aldis and Aldis is
hmm
the D head and they do some like Vince and Stone Cold stuff, but except like you have Aldis who can actually wrestle, you
yeah,
know, and really well at a high level
Yeah.
still, definitely. But yeah, Camille, and then we were talking about Peraza too. Like I think AEW would be a solid fit for her,
she's
100%.
Yeah.
she's gone there before too. She had a match. I
Yeah,
think she had a match against Mercedes Martinez.
That sounds
yeah.
about right.
And if she's
I
chilling
could be
over there
wrong though.
too, you get Steve Macklin in time too.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Because yeah, that's what we're talking about. Like, because it does like wrestlers that are seriously dating or married, especially married, like it definitely does hold some like semblance over like where someone's gonna like go. But yeah,
I
yeah. So hopefully Peraza comes to AEW and Macklin comes after, and
Hmm.
yeah, and then Trinity will be back, and she can be
Yeah.
a part of the bloodline. So who's gonna join the bloodline next?
That's
Maybe it's
true. Yeah,
Trinity.
I don't know. Well, is I always get confused which one is still in the bloodline, like which Uso and which Uso is married to Trinity.
She's married to Jimmy, right? And
Jimmy, yeah, I
Jimmy's
was gonna say
still,
Jimmy.
yeah,
And
Jimmy's
Oh,
still,
Jimmy's
yeah,
still in
in the
it, yeah.
bloodline
okay,
still.
okay.
Yeah,
What if you're wrong
yeah,
though?
So that's if we're wrong,
I'm looking it
hey,
yeah,
up.
listen,
I'm looking it up.
yeah.
if
Jimmy's the
if
one
being
that's not
this
allowed.
wrong is wrong, and I don't want to be right.
Exactly. Jimmy's the one that isn't allowed to yeet anymore because Roman said no, no
Oh, that was
yeet.
Jay.
So he's
Mm,
No,
no,
Jay's
Jimmy's
the.
yeah, no, yeah, Jimmy's not is the one that's not allowed to yeet.
Okay.
Roman,
Yeah,
yeah, because he was doing yeet too, and
she's married to Jimmy.
yeah, you guys got to watch
I'm sorry, dude.
Total Divas more
yeah.
because their love and their connection is they follow them a lot.
It's
That's
pure.
what's cool. That's what's cool about Total Divas is it's like you're seeing the guys just like a good amount too because they're following John and Nikki Bella who are dating,
Mhm.
Bree and Brian who are dating to get and you're just kind of
And
yeah
then
following all
their
the
mom
grind.
is,
And Rusev.
yeah, I was just gonna
Yeah,
say, but
Rusev.
then
Yep.
also their mom is dating Johnny Ace.
Boo,
Yeah.
rapist.
Ooh,
Boo.
come on
Yeah.
out here,
There.
you. Anyway,
Yeah. That's why John Cena said, "I can't marry you, Nikki. I don't want that to be him to be my
That's
fucking
true.
father-in-law."
He's a
yeah,
smart man, John Cena.
Cena
Yeah.
saw through it.
He made a
Yeah.
wish.
And it's kind of crazy. Like people don't want to turn into their father, nonetheless father-in-law. And Daniel Bryan, PC principal, handing out these
It's
fines. He's
true.
starting
That's
to.
true.
They're gonna start calling him Danny
Wow,
Ace backstage.
I sure hope not.
Yeah, I hope not too. Yeah, because AEW doesn't need any more controversy
Hmm.
backstage for sure.
There's some interesting stuff on the card for AEW tonight. I'm excited about Darby versus Takeshita. They just
Hmm.
announced.
Well, I really want to see Mariah May's debut against
Yeah,
Queen Aminata.
Yeah, her
Yeah.
coming out with the flower petals was pretty good. I
Hmm.
like her as like a,
It's like the Mickey
it's
James role kind
there
of
you go.
thing with
Thank you.
Trish.
Yeah.
That's what I was
Yeah, I
trying to
like it
say.
too.
But they're doing like I might have brought this up before. They're doing like the angle they're doing with Tony and Mariah is like a movie from like the 50s, like All About Eve or some shit.
Yeah,
I've
Really?
never seen it. It's from like 53 or some shit. So obviously I've never seen it, but
yeah, it's
so
like
it's not.
loosely based on that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not like a rip off of like the Trish Mickey stuff. It's a tribute to the All About Eve film,
Yeah.
which is based on like the timeless Tony Storm shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want Tony to throw a shoe at me. Hit me right in the fucking head. And then I'll pick them up and run away like what's his name and something about Mary.
Yep.
You tell me when he's
Yep.
stealing all of her shoes at the end. That's yeah.
And who else is on the card?
uh Garcia is fighting Swerve.
That's a good match
Yep.
too.
Yeah,
It's a
and
really
then
good match.
for the international championship, it's gonna be OC versus Dante Martin, which they talked
Mhm.
about, I think, at World's End.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Is
fun
that
too.
the main event tonight?
I don't
I
know.
don't know. It's on the belt's on the line, so it could be. I know that Samoa Joe's
Uh
coming out too. He's
I
gonna
don't know. I feel like those
address.
other matches seem bigger. And
yeah.
Yeah.
OC always opens, so I
He
feel like
does.
True.
He
he's
sets the
probably
tone of
gonna.
the show.
Yeah, so it's probably gonna be Swerve Danny or yeah. I'm gonna say I think it's gonna be Swerve Danny, but
Yeah.
They haven't been known to end the show with like promos too. Like for instance, like if they have Adam Cole and the Devil
yeah,
perverts come out and talk, like
Yeah.
they have done
I
that,
don't.
which I don't always prefer, honestly. I
I don't
prefer
think
ending
there's
with a match,
yeah.
but
I don't think there's a big enough payoff to end with. If like MJF is out, he's not gonna come out and
yeah,
like have a big brawl to end the show.
Yeah.
yeah.
So I think
Well,
I don't think they're gonna end with
yeah,
that. So
yeah. So doesn't like Adam Cole, doesn't he just want to win the title from Samoa Joe at some point anyway? It's not a part of his destiny.
Well,
I don't know.
listen, he's
Because he
just
should have
trying.
just he should have helped Max win in that case. Because then you'd have a beat up
Yeah,
MJF and have to deal with Samoa Joe.
yeah. I assume we're gonna get a lot of this clarity when he speaks tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Time will
And where's
tell.
your wife, dog?
Oh yeah, Britt. She said
One of the
she's cleaning teeth.
Yeah.
cleaning teeth to pay for the fines from
She's
Brian.
fucking cleaning Janela's teeth.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks, Britt Baker.
Fuck, man. We need DMD back in 2024. That's
Well, hopefully we get her back. We get Serena Deeb's coming back. Jamie
Hmm.
Hayter's
Hater.
coming back. Yeah.
Yeah, we need
Yeah.
Yuka,
Jamie
Yuka
Hayter.
Sakazaki's coming back. Hopefully.
Thank God, please. I was just playing as her in Fight Forever. It was tons
There
of
you go.
fun.
Yeah.
Fun game.
And hopefully we get Vicky Guerrero reunited with Dolph Ziggler in AEW.
It's true,
That's what
dude.
everyone slick back, zig
I
back.
I want to see Pac back too
Yeah.
Yeah.
once
I
he
want to
comes
see
Okay.
more
back from
Death
injury.
Triangle.
I want to see
Yeah.
him go to singles run. He did go to
Yeah,
singles run
that too.
with the international belt, but I do want to
Yeah.
see him go on a,
Yeah.
like because he did have that double or nothing match, the triple threat with Kenny and Orange back in 21. Was that? I don't know,
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
but yeah, I want to
Then
see him have a main event
uh,
like singles run.
dude,
Yeah.
he any match
But
he does, it's absurd, and he's just
yeah,
been
he's
so fucking
always great.
pro.
Yeah.
And it was cool to see him as a double champ too before
Hmm.
he
The
relinquished and went away.
trios,
And
yeah,
yeah, the trios and I guess it was the Atlantic at the time still, right?
yeah, the All Atlantic.
All Atlantic,
I'd
yeah.
like
The
that
All
name,
Atlantic.
but I get why they
Uh,
changed it.
the kids these days don't even know what the fuck in about the All Atlantic. Like, what the
But
fuck? What's that?
um yeah, so I hope he does come back and maybe he has like he gets his like well deserved him and Jamie Hayter get their well deserved like all in matches because they were injured,
Yeah,
too injured last year to compete.
yeah, they definitely deserve it, and
Hmm.
they'll get. I mean, Jamie should win a title at All In against
Hmm.
Tony, right? I feel like that's the match,
Yeah, I don't think Tony
right?
is gonna have it that long, but I don't know. That
I
would
think
be
it
a
would be
great
hard.
match.
Yeah, well, because who's the longest reigning women's champ ever?
Sheeta
Brit?
or
I want to
Brit?
say it's Sheeta.
I can look it up.
Because, yeah, because they
I want
aren't,
to say it's Sheeta.
because in the past year they haven't been long title runs. So like
No.
it would be crazy to see Tony make it that. But like what better match could you make besides Tony and Hayter? Because Tony's to me the most over female wrestler on the AEW roster. So like
Yeah.
you want her in a main event there and and especially have her going up against Jamie. I mean, that place would be rocking and a rolling.
For real. But
Yeah.
yeah,
So
Sheeta had the longest title reign.
Yeah,
And it
Sheeta
was
at 372.
yeah, it was her first
was that
one.
like 2019? 2020?
Good
Or that was
question.
It was
2020, right?
2020, May of 2020 till May of 2021.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She also had the shortest title reign of 25 days. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Was that just like a transitional type thing?
Yep. Her last two
Sometimes
title
That
runs
was
were
the all in one
yeah.
where she won before all in and then dropped it to Soraya. Or Soraya.
Yeah. And then she held the title for kept it warm for Tony for a little bit.
For like it says 40 or 39 days.
Yep. A back-to-back transitional champion. And that's not something you always see these days. And for this, we thank you, Miss Hikaru Shida.
And also we had that kind of similar situation, but that was because of the injury with Moxley and
Oh, the
everything.
Moxley Punk stuff, yeah.
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 Oh no, I meant the Moxley with the international title because he had it
Oh,
for like a
that too,
second,
yeah.
and then Ray Fenix.
That's true as well, yeah. But I
Yeah.
don't know
Wait,
what that was. I wonder what that was going to be. Like how long Mox was supposed to hold that title if he didn't get
Yeah.
concussed.
yeah, I won't. Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know, but it was the year of transitional champs. That's
It
pretty cool. If
it
you
really, besides
uh,
the world title, yeah, it was.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah. My wife
it
says
really was.
she says I'm a transitional champ too.
That's rough, dude.
Yeah.
Aw.
But hey, I'm doing it,
Yeah,
you
you
know.
the
Getting
small
it.
package.
Yeah, I'm getting it. I'm getting it. Yep, exactly. Small package and I'm getting it nice and warm, the belt for the main eventer,
There
Yep.
you go.
I'll job
Dude,
out to a main event guy.
as long as you hit the pay window, bro.
Yeah,
That's all that matters.
it's fine, dude. It's fine. Tap Punk GTS me.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with being on the job squad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're gender and then someone's the rock.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone just boos me. I say a bunch of anti-American things and everyone hates me more. The Rock fake talking to Iron Sheik from heaven was fucking hilarious though. And he's like, hold on, because he brought him up earlier in his promo, and then he's like, hold on. Like Sheiky? Yeah. Yeah. Hold on a second.
Well, I think we touched every base we need to for this week.
Mhm.
All of them. And then
Yeah.
some.
It's a home run.
Yeah. Well, that's episode 5. We'll see you for Evil episode 666.
Evil
Oh,
episode
sweet.
666.
Yeah.
The Adam Cole episode.
Yep. Everyone wear your Halloween costumes.
Dude,
Wear
what
your
if we filmed
Danhausen
episode
makeup.
6 on January 6th?
Yeah.
I don't
It
know.
is the
Then we'll
yeah, we're
have
gonna
a
have
real
to.
Judas in our mind.
Yeah, I was gonna say we
Yeah.
could have a guest.
Yeah. That would be a good idea. I'll bring someone in for 15 minutes or so. Can't have them the whole time. It's our show. It's
Yeah.
You don't want to get upstaged.
yeah, especially in the wrestling world, people won't drop the mic, so
Mhm.
Yeah.
all right,
Well,
All
well,
right.
invade you later, hater.
Tonight
yeah,
I'll walk with my brothers.
I just want to be with my brothers.
be with my brothers forever. Even the one that didn't exist but did exist.
Lance!
Fuck Ric Flair. Fuck fake Ric Flair.
Invasion angle.